Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So, have you ever found yourself sitting on the couch at the end of the month, staring at your bank account and just asking, wait, where did it all go? It's an incredibly stressful feeling, right? You've worked so hard, that paycheck hits, and then suddenly, poof, it literally vanishes. And look, the anxiety of seeing new bills pop up is super common. But the good news here, the framework we're digging into today is going to change that completely.
We are walking through this explainer on personal finance and investing for beginners. And listen, this framework comes with a massive promise. We are going to eliminate that bill-paying anxiety once and for all. It takes the whole overwhelming world of wealth building and just breaks it down into 3 incredibly simple, actionable steps. And no, you absolutely do not need a finance degree for this. It's just a straightforward plan you can actually start executing today. Okay, let's dive right into this step-by-step roadmap. First up, the Money Disappearing Act. Second, the Budget Lockdown. Third, your Sleep at Night Fund. Fourth, the magic of investing. And finally, your next money moves. Let's get to it.
All right, starting off with Section 1, the Money Disappearing Act, where we talk about stopping that exhausting paycheck-to-paycheck cycle.
Which brings us straight to Section 2, the Budget Lockdown, and breathing some life back into your bank account.
So before we even think about investing, we absolutely have to address the immediate bleeding. Think of your bank account like a bucket with holes in it, okay? It really doesn't matter how much water you pour in if it's all just leaking right out the bottom. But hey, don't panic. The word budget doesn't mean you're going into total deprivation or that you have to cut out your daily coffee. The very first step is actually just tracking your money. And the 50-30-20 rule, it's a brilliantly simple framework for doing exactly that. Here's how it breaks down. 50% of your money goes to needs. These are your absolute non-negotiables, right? Rent, basic groceries, utilities. Then 30% goes to wants. Yep, you heard that right. You get a whole 30% just for fun stuff, like subscriptions or eating out. But here is the absolutely critical piece. The remaining 20%, that goes directly into savings. Doing it this way ensures you're actually paying yourself first, long before that money magically vanishes.
Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. If the idea of saving 20% makes your heart rate jump because it just feels impossible right now, take a deep breath. It is totally okay. Consistency is way more important than the actual amount. If you can't swing 20%, start with just 5%. It's all about progress over perfection. The real magic here isn't dropping a massive dollar amount out of the gate. It's about building the habit. By consistently saving even a tiny amount from every single paycheck, you're building a financial muscle that's going to last you for life.
Moving on to Section 3, your Sleep at Night Fund, preparing for life's surprises.
Okay, so once that savings habit is locked in, where exactly does the money go? Well, we want to focus purely on safety here, because let's face it, life happens. Car engines blow up, roofs start leaking out of nowhere. You desperately need a buffer for when things go wrong. And the exact metric you're aiming for here is 3 to 6. That means your goal is to save 3 to 6 months worth of your bare bones needs category. Having this specific amount sitting securely in the bank, that is exactly what gives you ultimate peace of mind.
Now, the really crucial point to remember here is that this isn't an investment account. Nope, this is your sleep at night account. This emergency money should absolutely not be tied up in the volatile stock market. Instead, you want to keep this fund right in a high-yield savings account. Doing that lets it grow just a tiny bit to fight off inflation, but way more importantly, it remains instantly accessible. So if your transmission drops on a Tuesday, you can seamlessly pay for it on Wednesday without spiraling into crushing credit card debt.
All right, Section 4, the magic of investing, or how to make your money work while you sleep.
Guys, this is the really exciting climax of wealth building. Once your 3 to 6 month emergency fund is completely fully funded, it is officially time to invest. Now, the absolute biggest beginner mistake is trying to pick hot individual stocks. Honestly, that's essentially just gambling. Instead, the smartest move by far is utilizing index funds and ETFs. Basically, this just means buying a tiny slice of the entire economy. You buy one basket that holds hundreds of the top companies all at once. This way, you completely avoid the stress of checking stock tickers all day, and instead you're just betting on the overall economy growing.
But why bet on the broader economy? Well, it's because historically, the market goes up about 10% per year over the long term. If we look at the S&P 500, which, by the way, just tracks the 500 largest U.S. companies over a 50-year period, it proves this point beautifully. Despite all the historical crashes and recessions we've seen, the market consistently trends upwards over the decades. It just proves the incredible long-term reliability of this index fund strategy.
And this brings us to the absolute magic of compound interest. A simple $300 a month can literally turn into over $1 million. I mean, it is genuinely amazing when you sit down and do the math. If you take that $300, maybe just by skipping a few impulse buys here and there, and you consistently invest it in broad index funds for 30 years, you could legitimately end up a millionaire. Your money earns interest, right? And then that interest earns its own interest. Your money is literally working around the clock for you while you are fast asleep. It's a total game changer.
Which brings us to our final part, Section 5, your next money moves, putting it all together.
We've definitely covered a lot of ground today, but mastering these foundational habits is going to put you light years ahead of everyone else. Building wealth isn't about being some kind of math genius. It's just about setting up a clear system. So here is your quick mental checklist. Step 1, budget. Start tracking your spending with that 50-30-20 rule, or, just start by consistently saving 5%. Step 2, build that emergency fund. Get that safety net of 3 to 6 months of expenses safely parked in a high-yield savings account. And step 3, invest. Put your extra cash into broad index funds and just let compound interest do all the heavy lifting for you.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. What is your absolute biggest money struggle right now? Take this framework we talked about today and actually apply it to your life. Identify your specific sticking point, whether that's overspending, lacking a safety net, or just being totally intimidated by investing, and tackle that exact struggle first. Because look, knowledge is power, for sure, but it only actually changes your life if you act on it. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this today, and hey, go take control of your money.